We will now move to the consideration of our last agenda item, the closure of the Assembly. I invite Dr. Hiroki Nakatani of Japan, Chairman of Committee A, to come to the rostrum and address the World Health Assembly in order to give us an overview of the work of Committee A. Dr. Hiroki, you have the floor.
Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Dr. Tedros, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I present this report on the work of Committee A during the 75th World Health Assembly. We had a very busy and diverse agenda full of intense and rich discussions. Committee A discussed the division of the program budget for 2022-23, the extension of the 13th General Program Work 2019 to 2023 to 2025, and a long list of strategic priority matters and other health and technical issues. We also recognize the landmark achievements of the two working groups, the Working Group on Sustainable Financing and the Working Group on Strengthening WHO Preparedness and Response to Health Emergencies. This was our first meeting in person after nearly 2 years of virtual communication. We noted the joy and happiness at seeing each other again. Working in a face-to-face environment meant an increased number of interventions and at the same time a higher volume of key documents. To manage the workload while making our journey as smooth and fast as in the Japanese high-speed train, we accelerated communication speed, managed time using a traffic light system during the debates, not only closing the long list of speakers, but actually locking it, like the train doors. All the while, accommodating late arrivals, parachuting on the trains at later stations. All the train ride was sometimes bumpy, but we arrived at the destination finally. It has been a pleasure to witness the committed engagement as we broke a record with a number of interventions exceeding 70 per some sub-items, almost 600 statements with pre-recorded videos altogether. We managed to make the agenda to the final destination and set our road to the future. Committee A approved 10 resolutions and 3 decisions, summaries of which have been conveyed to you all in the previous reports. Working hard in union and solidarity, we are able to resolve our matters peacefully with a spirit of understanding. Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Director General, and the staff of WHO, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve as chair of Committee A. I wish to thank you for electing me to this role and for the trust you put in me as chair. I would also like to thank my vice chairs, Dr. Tamar Gubnina from Georgia and Dr. Mariam Abdul Richards from Trinidad and Tobago, as well as our rapporteur, Dr. Walampon from Thailand, for their invaluable support. Of course, Committee A's work would not have been possible without dedicated and professionalism of its secretariat. I would like to further thank Dr. Carmen Dora and Mr. Ian Roberts, co-secretaries of Committee A, and their team for the hard work and patience in facilitating smooth running of our committee. I thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership of this assembly. I also commend the Vice President and rapporteurs for their efforts in making the 75th World Health Assembly a successful one. To the Director General, Dr. Tedros, I extend my appreciation for his contribution to our deliberation and my wishes for many productive years ahead for the organization. Mr. President, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Dr. Tedros, ladies and gentlemen, I wish each of you good health and a safe journey return to your home and families. I thank you.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Dr. Nakatani. I would like to congratulate you very warmly for your excellent presentation and also for the outstanding way in which you presided over the committee. Everything you said was right. It was quite difficult indeed. And many people, just like me, who like to do sport, we didn't see the match between Liverpool and Manchester tonight and Real Madrid. So I do apologize to all those who have missed the match, but I think it's for a good cause. It's 0-0 for the time being. We haven't lost anything. Now, in the absence of Mr. Rajesh Bhushan of India, the chairman of Committee B, I shall now invite the Secretary of Committee B to come to the rostrum and report on the work of Committee B. Madam, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will read out the remarks that our chair, Mr. Rajesh Bhushan from India, prepared. Mr. President, distinguished delegates, Director General, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, actually good evening. On behalf of Vice Chairs Dr. Firas Abiad from Lebanon and Dr. Osagi Ehanire from Nigeria, Rapporteur Dr. Gregor Juszczyk from Poland, I have the honor to present the report of the Committee B. The Committee B considered and approved 15 decisions and 8 resolutions contained in the reports that you already adopted. We first started our work with a set of decisions which will allow for the smooth running of our organization under the financial audit, staffing and management matters. We want to thank the work of the Executive Board and the Program Budget and Administration Committee for allowing such smooth deliberation on these items. We also addressed our traditional decision on the health conditions in the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem and in the occupied Syrian Golan, through a roll call voting. However, we are also learning new things, a wide range of important areas across all 3 pillars of the 13 Global Program of Work. These include the human resources for health, a historical resolution on the outcome of the Small Island Developing State Summit for Health, the resolution on Global Health for Peace initiative, and the decision on standardization of the medical devices nomenclature, which was also adopted. These resolutions will have long-lasting impact on global health beyond the theme of this Assembly. So we want to thank Committee A for having such faith in us and entrusting us with this work. On behalf of the Committee B, I would like to thank all the delegates from Member States for their commitment, willingness to reach consensus and discipline while moving between the items and transferring the items between 2 committees. I thank you, Mr. President, for your most able leadership, guidance and support in helping to make this a productive, successful Assembly. And to you, Director General, I would like to extend our warm congratulations for your next term in office and thanks for your personal engagement and support for our work at this Assembly, especially with the resumption of in-person meetings at the Palais des Nations, which everyone has been looking forward to, and I'm sure very much enjoyed. Finally, I would like to thank my friends in the Committee B Secretariat, whose professionalism, diligent work, and consistent assistance with expertise during this session have enabled us to efficiently accomplish our work through these days. As we have come to the end of the 75th World Health Assembly, it is time for us to jointly translate the decisions we made together here into actions back in our countries. Mr. President, and ladies and gentlemen, all is left of me to say a big thank you and bid everyone farewell as we journey back to our homes and families. It has been an absolute honor and privilege to serve in this capacity. Thank you.
I wish to thank you, Madam, for your comprehensive report and express my appreciation to the Chair of Committee B for his leadership and the contribution to the work of the committee. Thank you very much, Madam. Now that the main committees have completed their work, including consideration of the Executive Board's reports, we are in a position to formally take note of these reports. I would like to commend the work on the board on the work performed and express our appreciation of the dedication with which it has carried out the tasks entrusted to it. Is the Assembly ready to take note of these reports? I see no objection. It is so decided. I'm personally grateful to many individuals and groups for their help during this assembly. I'm thinking about my 5 vice presidents, Madam Sumiwi, Professor Serbezova, Mr. Makif, Mr. Jamaluddin, Professor Mustafa, the chairs of committees, Committee A, Dr. Nakatani, and Dr. Bushan, as well as the vice chairs and rapporteurs for the excellent work during this session. I would like to thank, on my own behalf and on behalf of all member states and colleagues who are present here, I'd like to thank you for your support and the management of this assembly. I'd like to also thank our wonderful interpreters there behind the glass windows. Without you, it would be impossible to do what we are doing here.
Je vous remercie.
I thank you very, very much. You've stayed with us and worked with us. Lastly, I will not forget the technical staff who are here behind me, who work tirelessly in my shadow, who accompany me, who accompany us, who will continue, no doubt, to accompany us throughout this year. Thank you very much to WHO staff who have worked tirelessly here in Geneva and around the world to prepare for and support this assembly. Thousands of person hours are devoted to making the assembly happen. Many of those hours can only be invested in the last few weeks and the weeks before the assembly opens. Over the last few weeks, I have been able to see a little of what happens behind the scenes, and it is a lot. To my friends and colleagues in health ministries from all WHO member states, thank you again for your hard work and perseverance and patience. I wish you every success, wisdom, courage, and fair winds in the days ahead. Finally, to Dr. Tedros, Director General, dear friend, thank you for your leadership, your energy, and your humanity. Congratulations once again on the renewal of your term in office. Please count on the support of all the friends you have in this room and beyond. To conclude, I wish everyone safe travels home in peace and serenity. Please continue to disseminate the spirit of collaboration and peace that reigned in this assembly among you. I now formally declare the 75th World Health Assembly closed.